Have you ever asked yourself the question, why is God punishing me? Why, God? Why? Sometimes the things that happen in our life seem really particular. They seem very specific and personal to us. Like only the person who knows us the best would know what would hurt us and what would just be the worst thing ever for us. So it feels very pointed. But I was looking at the scripture that says, what a man sows, that shall he reap. We forget about that, don't we? You know, there are laws in the universe. There is a law of sowing and reaping. You plant an apple seed, you're going to get an apple. You plant a peach seed, you're going to get peaches. It's a law of sowing and reaping. What a man sows, that shall he reap. I believe that God is a very good maker, a very good designer. And think about us as humans, as we've designed things and made things, we've created systems that automatically produce. You press a button and bam, it sets these things in motions that produce things. Cars are almost fully automated now. When they create a vehicle, it's almost fully automated. They have machines that do it. And so I think that's the way it is in the universe. I don't believe that God has to breathe on every individual seed for it to produce. He's already set that thing in motion and it does what it's supposed to do. Well, I believe that's the way it is with our sin. I believe the consequences of our sin are embedded within the sin itself. So if, let's say, gossiping, right? Let's say that I'm gossiping against someone, right? I don't believe necessarily that God is peering down and looking specifically at that sin, but he's already put the consequences within that sin. So if I gossip, I become isolated. I become ostracized. I lose my peace. And there are all of these consequences built in and up around the sin itself. So I don't think it's all the time that God is punishing us. Rather, we're punishing us. Whatever we have sowed, that is what we are reaping in the earth. So if you want good and if you want blessing, then you need to sow blessing and you need to sow good. If you want people to speak positively about you, you need to speak positively about others. If you want more wealth in your life, you need to be generous. I believe as you do unto others, you'll receive that in return. It's a law of the universe. All right. So God isn't necessarily punishing you specifically. Sometimes it is the case. All right. But most of the time, I believe it's just consequences. It's food for thought.